Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. How much silver is needed for the solar panel industry? Well, that's a good question. We're going to cover that in today's video. And I say it's a good question because we already know that silver's scarce. We already know there's a silver shortage happening. And as we advance technologically with 5G towers, electric vehicles, silver lithium batteries, which ironically there's an advertisement on the side right here, but also solar panels. So silver is used in photovoltaics, PV cells. And as the world goes green, solar panels are going to be globally everywhere. And that means we're going to need a lot more silver, putting trillions of dollars into this. But how much silver is needed? That's a good question because we already know that silver is scarce. It's getting harder to mine. Miners are abandoning silver mines. But not only that, the silver that is used in all these gadgets, electronics, gets thrown away. So there's not really a recirculating supply like gold because gold is a monetary metal specifically. It's used for jewelry, necklaces, coins, and all that stuff gets recycled and remelted. But silver, no, not so much. It gets thrown away. So this article came out a day ago, and this is also why it's really important to be subscribed because every single day I post daily videos, by the way, but every single day I go through probably 20, 30 articles a day. If you could see right here, all of these articles came out today. All of these, 99999. I cover the most relevant information that you guys need to know. And this is definitely one of those articles. So I'm not saying subscribe for my sake. I'm truly saying this. You guys need to know this stuff. You guys got to be informed. You cannot be blindly investing in today's day and age. It's not realistic. You have to stay up to date, right? You really have to. So how much silver is needed for the solar panel industry? Link will be in the description. So residential and commercial photovoltaic PV solar panel purchases increased over the past year. And the U.S. federal tax incentive for renewable energy purchases expires in 2022. Customers are utilizing the credit while it lasts, saving money while shrinking their carbon footprints. The expiration date prompted various impulse purchases. Customers now look for information regarding their renewable energy system, including what materials are used to make solar panels. Why silver? Well, we know that silver is the most highly conductive metal for electricity, not even that, light sensitivity, thermal conductivity. So it's a current research in building or battery for storage. Recently, manufacturers limited the quantity of silver in each panel, right? They're trying to figure out a way to make this not so costly. And the cost of silver has risen already 70% in the past year. Professionals predict that the price to rise as the world reopens post-pandemic, and the effects of the price increase are currently reflected with the use of silver in solar cells decreasing from 400 milligrams to 130 milligrams between 2007 and 2016. Environmental scientists also predict energy output rates to increase. Without the most conductive metals, scientists struggle to advance panel efficiency, right? They need silver. So the required increase in solar efficiency poses the question, do solar panels need silver? So some professionals expect solar cell efficiency rates to level off from where they currently are. But the material's conductive properties are necessary for energy production, making it challenging for its complete removal. So when evaluating its necessity for energy production, we must examine its conductive features. Silver is the most electrically conducting metal on the planet. It defines the conductivity scale, holding the 100 level productivity replacement, with 0 being the least efficient. The material is relatively fire safe too, meaning the lacks of easy ability to spark. So it's also a light metal, allowing roofs to withstand the panel's weight. Silver's unique properties make it a valuable component of PV systems, right? It really is the perfect component. Current panel efficiencies level from 15-20%, making silver a necessary factor for energy production expansion. Professionals expect technological advancements to increase the panel's electricity outputs. So they're trying to figure out a way how to handle this without boosting cost of production, right? They're trying to figure out a way, but that's going to be extremely hard since silver is such a vital component, right? It really is. So I really don't see how this is going to end well, because it seems like they're trying to use less and less silver. But what would replace silver? Silver is the most highly conductive metal, but it's also extremely cheap. I mean, look at metals like gold, that's 68 times more valuable. Imagine if gold was the most highly conductive metal. What is cheaper than silver that could replace silver? That's why silver is so valuable, pun intended. It's why it's used, because it's so efficient, but it's also so cheap compared to other metals. So I really am interested to see how this develops, as because this is just the beginning of solar panels. As time goes on, they're going to find efficient ways. And I always pose the question, do you think something could or would replace silver for cheaper? And if so, how do you think that would affect the price? And I could go back, because then you're thinking, less demand would be needed. But the same thing happened with photography. Silver is used in mirrors, and it's used a lot, or used to be used a lot in photography, but nowadays we don't really use cameras that much. We have cameras on our phones. So less, the demand for silver fell off in that area, but then it picks back up somewhere else. So even if we need less silver in solar panels, then silver is going to be needed somewhere else, like silver lithium-ion batteries, etc. So you can see how, it's give and take, right? Silver demand is needed less in one area, but then it picks back up in another area. And as we advance technologically, I feel like we're going to see that more and more, regardless of if they do reduce the use of silver in solar panels. It's still going to be massively used, and the numbers are about to show in a second. But there's going to be more inventions, more things created that's still going to need silver, because you can't beat something that's the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity, electricity, and even light sensitivity, which is also part of solar panels. So yeah, it just goes to show that silver really is it's perfect. If there was a God-given, if God could put anything on the earth that's perfect, it would be silver. And I mean that for use, right? For efficiency, for the development of man. It's silver. Not even gold, it's silver, right? So anyways, eco-consumer demands. This pandemic has sparked a continuing rise in eco-consumerism. Companies must increase the sustainability of their practices to meet consumer demands to remain competitive in the industry. They can do so by adopting PV systems. The heightened demand may drive solar businesses' evaluation and cost-effective solutions. Once the industry alters its silver reliance, we can utilize PV systems to meet the Paris Agreement's goal. So here's the bottom line. In 2020, the world's silver supply was 976 million ounces, and an estimated 1,056 million ounces in 2021. According to the Silver Institute, global silver demand in 2020 was 896 million ounces, with 2021 estimate totaling 1,033 million ounces. We forecast a slow decline in silver demand from 2020 to 2023 as photovoltaic or PV capacity added per year dips, while attempts at silver thrifting and PV panels continues at a diminished rate. So there's going to be a decline, a slow decline, they say, in photovoltaics or PV capacity, but then you also have the demand picking up in other areas like electric vehicles, silver lithium-ion batteries, 5G towers, investment demand. Silver investment demand is up crazy in 2021. 2020, actually just made a video, my last video covers this. 2020 was a crazy year for investment demand. Crazy year. But 2021 is already beating it. I mean, we're talking about a lot of silver that not only is needed for the electric side, for the technology, but also for individuals. So in the early 2000s, silver demand from solar sector became or barely registered, right, making up then less than 1% of silver demand. In 2019, photovoltaic sector accounted for 10%. That's comprising 98 million ounces with total demand of 991 million ounces. According to the We Recycle Solar website, silver can use up to 6% of the total cost of building each unit. And I mean, it's used 8% of the world's annual physical silver supply. So the London-based consultancy, CRU, explored the relationship between the demand for solar power and the market trend of silver. CRU's study determined that as 2018, the solar panel manufacturing industry used about 8% of the world's annual physical silver supply. Florian Clement, group head of solar cell printing technology at Fraunhofer Institute for Solar Energy Systems, he said that they expect the industry to be able to have its use of silver per cell over the coming decade. A reduction down to 50 milligrams per cell is expected to be possible within the next 10 years. That reduction and changes to the pace of global solar installations are key drivers in the anticipated drop in silver demand for photovoltaics. So it's going to be interesting to see. It's also going to be interesting to see what the mining supply, what the production is going to be bringing in the next decade, like they mentioned. Every automobile company is going to be going electric the electric vehicle route by 2030. So that's also over the next decade. So it's going to be interesting, right? Where some silver demand lacks or drops, others are going to pick up, right? Because every automobile company is going to be going electric. And that's a lot of companies, and that's a lot more cars that are going to need silver. So it's just, it's give and take. It's give and take. So if you think that this means that silver won't be scarce anymore, then you're so wrong. Because all this shows is a lot of insight in I guess adaptation, and that's probably a good thing at the end of the day. I don't see how this would affect silver's price too much, especially looking at this new digital age that we're advancing in. Things are going to get crazy. But anyways, I wanted to share this article just to show the reality, right? I like giving full context. I like being transparent. This might affect the price of silver a little bit, but if it did, not to a very high degree. And silver, at the end of the day, we're still going to need a crap load of silver for solar panels, right? We're talking about a lot of silver, throwing trillions into it, which weakens the dollar, which pushes silver price up regardless. So, this type of information is good to know at least, though, especially with so much misinformation about the silver supply and demand or scarcity. This is really good information to know. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. The link to this article will be in the description. If you thought this video was 1, educational, 2, informational, and 3, at least entertaining, make sure to smash the like button and comment down below. It helps the video grow. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.